Hey guys, welcome back to Disney Sorcerer. I'm not in game. I don't know why I'm loading in game. I don't need to be in game to show you what we're talking about today. Last night about 11 Eastern, this came out, and I was really surprised because I sort of given up on the idea that this was going to get a release yesterday, and when I saw it, very early this morning after I was logging out of another game, I was like, what? And it kind of makes sense as to why. It says, we're very, very excited that Alice in Wonderland are going to be making themselves into arenas starting with the March Hare this update. The White Rabbit is running late and will be hopping into the game very soon. The Caterpillar, Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter will also be joining the party in the coming weeks. And they'll be saving room for a very honored guest of honor, Alice. You can obtain in a legendary event in the near future, so get your Alice in Wonderland team prepared. So first of all, I'm kind of surprised that I figured the White Rabbit would be the first one, but also if you look at the list of the events, March Hare is going to start today, or it's probably the 6th is when the event was when the side campaign is going to go live. I'm going to go ahead and caution you now, because we saw what I did with the doors and I did it wrong. You do not want to do all the knowns in the side campaign. You want to sort of just do the ones that have the people you want. And so, if I'm only able to do the grand campaign node for the March Hare tonight, that's all I'm going to do. And you need to consider doing the same thing. But that's your preference, of course. And so what I'm seeing here is it says, March Hare is going to be available today, and that says at the end of it says that on the 28th, which is next Wednesday, of course, that the White Rabbit will be in. So they're giving you a week. Be like, hey, we're giving you a week to work on one character, and then we're gonna put in the next character the following week. And then I'm thinking they're gonna put after that they're gonna put the thinking this first week in August is probably when we're gonna get the other 3. They could, of course, stagger them out, but I think the way this is worded, they're planning on putting all 3 in at the same time, which is interesting of itself. And then I kind of feel like it's going to be another 2 weeks after that before we're going to see Alice. So that's going to mean about this time next month is where I'm going to see Alice. So this is kind of reminiscent of what they did with the Snow White event, with a slight twist. And I think the reason for this is just because they wanted to have them already, but unfortunately they're just not, for whatever reason. And I it's just pure speculation on my part that I'm saying this. But and so what does that mean? That because if we're talking about not getting Alice for until the 20th or around there in August, what does that mean for the rest of the content? Well, I think it means that we're not going to see, that we probably won't see Luigi and Linguini, who I would think would be the next 2 to get, probably until about this point in September. And if you're a fan of that movie, you're like, really? I think so. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? And then if we extrapolate that out, we wouldn't be getting Edna until Halloween, which kind of pushes my theory of the Huntsman and the Evil Queen coming at Halloween. But they could always move that timetable up if they finish what they're doing and they want to get people excited. I mean, I kind of feel like Edna is going to come out with when they put in the new Ascension, Club Conquest type stuff. I kind of think that she might accompany that. Just because the Incredibles are already part of the Club Conquest that you need for the earlier levels. That's why I feel that might happen. And to be clear, I think the Ascension and the Club Conquest are going to take. They're obviously taking the place of the Raid this year, and so I expect them to come out around the same timetable, which would mean October. Do I know that for a fact? Of course not. What does this mean for the rest of the roadmap? Well, I think it. If we're not going to get Edna until Halloween, that still gives them time to make my prediction for the Encanto characters, Maribel and all those people for Black Friday or the Christmas season anyway. And then we might not get Evil Queen until February at this point, January, February. But when they do these road ahead things, they're kind of like, this is the roadmap for the end of the year. And unless they're just holding some of these characters, unless they've got multiple teams working on multiple characters, and they're just finishing Alice, they're gonna sort of slow play Alice here, and then they're gonna rush, and then they're gonna make people rush and be like, oh my gosh, I don't have time, I need to buy some stuff. Which, let's face it, that's something that I could see happening, where they kind of force people to want to panic buy. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh my gosh, yada yada yada, it's coming out, I gotta get ready, so I'm gonna spend all this money to try to entice that character. That's very interesting. And I didn't see this last night, but reading about the March Hare relies himself on Happy Unbirthday, which I almost started this video by saying Happy Unbirthday, everybody. With abilities that chain randomly. Of course, he's chaos. March Hare is chaos. The March Hare is kind of chaos incarnate a little bit. So is Tigger. And his abilities spread harmful effects on his opponents and helpful effects to his allies. There's no telling how the Tea Party battle will turn out. Will play out. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I think they are still going to try to get all of this in, and it's kind of, and you're kind of sitting around like, on one hand you want all of this new stuff in the game, on the other hand you're like, if it means we're going to have content until where we don't have this lull next year, then maybe they should bring stuff out slowly. And I'm totally okay with that, because I think that's a good way to do business instead of rushing everything out. And like I said, I do understand the impulse to make people want to panic buy, because there is a certain number of people that will do that, because they're like, oh my gosh, I won't be able to participate in this event if I don't do that. Understand that, guys, that as a free-to-play, you're okay with that. Because the people that they're gonna do that are gonna be the people that want to be on the cutting edge or the leading edge. People like Alley Cat and all these other content creators who apparently have a lot of disposable income. And if you're a person that has disposable income, can I just say more power to you? God bless you. There's no, I'm not ripping on you. Maybe I'll buy some of this on my buy to play account. I do not know yet, but I could totally see them using the panic buy tactic where they come out with a lot of stuff at the same time and they force you to make decisions because you need to be one of the first early adopters. And to me, I'm gonna let the people that think that they need to be on the cutting edge, the leading edge, to be on the leading edge. And I'm gonna watch them, and then I'm gonna figure out what to do based upon how they react. But I'm super pumped about the fact that we're getting the March Hare, because I think that's good. I wish his kit was already in the game, but it's not. So expect another video a little bit later, because and we'll go through and we'll see. We'll talk about deals if they come up with a deal for the March Hare or a supposed deal, and hopefully that'll give us a better idea of what to expect going forward with this event. Anyway, guys, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. As always, I'll be back later when there's something more to talk about. Till then, have a good day. We'll see ya. Bye.